So yes, we will be in the year of the horse from February 17th to February 5th, 2027. So we might as well get acquainted with this energy and learn how to use it in our favor. So I'm gonna be pulling 3 cards. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. These readings won't be as long as I usually do them. Just because I don't want to like overextend myself. You know, something I'm trying to work on is that, you know, setting boundaries around especially productive things. So I'm going to be pulling 3 cards as usual, doing my interpretation of what the cards mean. And then as an intellectual and academic kind of girly, I like to see what the authors of the cards had to say. You know, they put in a lot of energy, a lot of intention into creating this deck of oracle cards. So I'm curious to see what they say. And their advice usually always supplements what I say. So it's very helpful to have like almost like a second person here to give you advice as well. And with that, let us begin. So once again, Pisces, these 3 cards symbolize the energy. Oh, already flying out at me. The energies and patterns and just kind of like theme overall of what your year of the horse will look like. Pisces Sun, Moon, Rising, and Stelliums. Let's see what they've got to say for you. Okay. Second card, third card. First card, the one that jumped out at us. Fear. Oh, okay. Second card, interference. Interference. Third, creation. Creation. Okay. Pisces, I am so intrigued by these pulls right now. Okay. So I feel like this is going to be an intense year of the horse for you. And with that being said, Saturn has also transitioned from being in Pisces to being in Aries. So this is a very aggressive, intense placement and transit that we're going to be going through that is going to, you know, heighten the energies of the year of the horse. And it seems like with this fear, I don't know if you're fearing what's next for you, like if the shedding of the year of the snake was painful, or that this is going to be the main energy of your year, as in you're going to fear the situation you're in. And I don't know if this has to do with the creation card that we pulled, that you are creating this year, that, and maybe what you're creating is going to cause a lot of fear for you. And this is just a warning maybe now to start to grapple with preparing to mitigate, you know, the damage of the fear or whatever you're fearing. Like if it's that you're feeling unprepared or that the situation's out of your control, like start thinking about it now. And I think this interference card, like you need to interfere before things get worse. Like your situation's not good. Something needs to change. And I don't know if this interference will come from you, your community, or divine intervention that will like ultimately force your hand. And leave it to me, you don't want to wait for divine intervention. It usually stings the most. But my heart is with you, dear Pisces. It seems like you're gonna have quite the year. So let's see what the author has to say. Okay. Starting with the fear card. And I can hold it back up again. Give me one moment, my darlings. Okay. Fear card. The first one that flew out at us, remember? A firm sense of self-preservation and a feeling of being beautiful or strong is one meaning of ego. Looking at your own appearance, we can't help but notice the changes that take place in the body with the passage of time. Too many of us get caught up in a web of illusion, or if you prefer, an unending circular conversation of negative self-talk about what we don't like about our bodies. We can't get caught up in how we think we think other people judge our physical appearance and want to have a body like a supermodel. Negative self-perceptions may be countered by dancing naked in front of the mirror, appreciating the gift of your body, and liking who you see. So I just realized I was reading Sensations in the Body. So that's the author's note about how to channel this energy within your body. So if this fear is coming from, the way you're feeling about yourself, like physically, then you need to stop the negative self-talk. And as they suggested, maybe like dance naked or like take some nudes or do something that makes you feel good about yourself. Remind yourself that you are incredible no matter what this absurd world says. We're reverting back to the like very anorexic chic kind of skinny. And, with that, a lot of folks are going to subvert into eating disorders. And, I just want to remind folks that, once again, these beauty standards that are being set are by some satanic people. Don't listen to it. Be beautiful, be thick, be curvy. That's the way we're supposed to be. Real people's bodies. Okay. I want to read this other section, though, Conversing with the Oracle, instead of Sensations for the Body, because I feel like this is deeper than the body. That's just what my gut is telling me. So if you have heavy concerns linked to the first chakra, contemplate how you can build your worldly life skills on a base of wise, grounded, and practical energy. Just like Kali, who strives fearlessly to remove damaging blocks of human ignorance, you can make choices to improve your fate and make wrongs right. And make wrong things right. Sometimes we must, or at least are wise to, accept responsibilities and do work that we don't feel like doing. In such cases, paying careful attention to the probable effects of your actions can help create a positive rather than a negative outcome. Trust that if your inner path takes you to fearful places, it will also take you to where freedom transcends fear. So I'm getting a couple messages here. One is that you are having fear because you don't have the skill set around a situation, or you're scared of the amount of responsibility that's coming up, or that you're suddenly being, inundated with. So a lot of this is about like processing your new situation and your new responsibilities and making sure you're skilling up so you're not overwhelmed by all this. And another part of this feels like a fear of, kind of taking accountability for getting yourself in this situation. So it feels like you have to face yourself and some emotions you're hiding. And as the author says, trust the process. If you're being brought into a place of fear right now, not only do you have to trust that you'll be moved out of that place, but that the situation is for your greater good. This is going to help you evolve into the best version of yourself. So just keep that in mind. The next card is interference. Once again, we are going to read from the book to just see what the creators of the book and the cards have to say. And this is what that interference card looks like again. So, a sixth chakra person has developed sensory channels that most ordinary people have not yet discovered. And typically, those who have reached that plane use those abilities to relieve others' suffering and help them feel better in their lives. But even some who have attained that state of being face obstacles. There's one in particular. It is our old friend and antagonist, the self-centered ego. Okay, just going to pause because the ego did come up in the fear card too. So it seems like your ego is standing in your way right now. It seems like you really need to silence your ego and try to channel and hear things below the ego. What's your gut saying? What's your ancestors saying? What's the truest version of yourself that doesn't operate from a constant state of fear and control saying? And that's what the ego does. It's controlling, it just is fearful, and all it does want to grasp onto illusions of power and safety and comfortability. So continuing, a person who has developed 6 chakra powers not available to most of us may feel superior. Oh look, see the great things that I can do? The qualities of personal respect and meeting without pretension as one person to another slip away. Until that dragon is conquered, the 7th chakra remains inaccessible. But once a person has crossed the threshold of the 6th chakra, it tends to become easier to free oneself from the ambush of pride. So it seems like you really need to have some internal battles with yourself and some hard conversations about this next chapter, and maybe the ways in which your ego is holding you back from being your most authentic version of yourself, how it's holding you back from being loved in the way you need to be, and how this fear is maybe having you project an image of yourself that's false. So people that want to find you, your true tribe, the people that can help you, can't find you because you're operating from a place of ego and not who you truly are. Okay, last card, creation. The cry that awakens one birth opens the creation storybook of life. Finding truths and patterns woven into the tapestry of your personal narrative can strengthen self-knowledge. Uncovering and following the guidance of your heart's longing helps solidify a vision of you, a vision of what you most want to create or accomplish. Often than not, preferences give you more reliable information than shoulds. And your physical and emotional responses can help you discern what you prefer. Feeling how you connect with the chakra's energy and balancing mental, physical sensations and worldly spiritual understandings can help you bring the right energy into your decisions. It's time to develop your visions for the future in ways that just might lead to an extraordinary reality. Okay, so this is so I feel like stereotypical of Pisces. It's almost saying you're a dreamer. Like, it's time to develop those visions and those dreams and all those, ideas that you haven't acted on. It's time. They're saying it's time to create in every sense of the word. And once again, this sense of creating comes from getting in touch with who you truly are and what you truly want. And I think this is where that fear card is coming up again, and that's why it was pulled first, because this fear is blocking you from creating and being the version of yourself and, creating the environment and, you know, businesses and initiatives that you really want to focus on. Like, you're holding yourself back, or at least your ego is. So you need to have some serious conversations with yourself, Pisces. So that is your reading for the year of the horse. I hope you enjoy. And please let me know in the comments if that resonates. And, you know, come back to this post as the year goes on. Like, let me know, like, oh my gosh, this is completely accurate. And yeah, I would just like to know about your lives. So let me know how you're doing. And I appreciate you all. Love, all praise to God always.